So with the pop filter, why a podcaster who's using a mic needs this is essentially because they want their end cut of their audio to not have certain purrs and burrs. So the name is a derivative of the audio that we're trying to avoid. So the pop that can come at the end of a specific words is what the pop filter essentially alleviates. Next, once we've purchased a pop filter, which is fairly cheap and they come in all different shapes and sizes, you can't go very wrong with a pop filter, to be honest with you, is something called a wind filter. A wind filter is essentially a foam covering on top of the head of your microphone. It has the same functions of a pop filter. It's extremely cheap once again. So it both takes away the pop sounds, and in addition to taking away the pop sounds, it also ensures that if you're recording in a place where there's a lot of wind, all of that audio is also completely cut out of your final cut of your audio file. So that's what a wind filter does. But a great way to actually hack the wind filter and to get a cheaper version of it. A fellow podcaster had told me this is take a winter sock, and you can put that winter sock on top of your microphone, and it pretty much does the same thing that a wind filter does. So if you don't want to invest in a wind filter, this is a fairly simple thing that you can do to avoid that. Something that's a little bit more advanced is something called a shock mount. You'll see a lot of professional podcasters having a shock mount. So a shock mount attaches to your microphone and the boom arm, and essentially its purpose is that if anybody's hitting into the table whilst you're recording, or if somebody's putting down a glass on the table whilst you're recording, that the microphone isn't moving, and essentially the end audio isn't being affected by these environmental differences that are essentially taking place. So you can, suffice to say, record a podcast with a low-level earthquake taking place around you without it affecting your end quality audio. A final thing in just the paraphernalia around your recording is I personally would invest in certain soundproofing equipment. This is extremely easy to get. It looks like, what we all purchase eggs in. So you can attach this to the wall. It's in the shape of basically different cubes, and they basically are made of foam, and you can put this on the wall which you're going to be recording on, and it has a very phenomenal ability in taking your podcast and enhancing its quality. So it's worth spending a little bit of money on this. If I was going to spend on anything, and even if I didn't have a mic, I would spend money on just this. So this is one of the accessories that I actually do prescribe. Now, when it comes to another aspect of accessories, which is essentially cabling, if you have followed my prescription of purchasing the Samsung Q2Us, in that scenario, the cable comes right out of the box, so you don't need to worry about it. If, however, you have purchased one of the other microphones, which basically plugs into an audio interface, in that scenario, you're going to have to purchase an XLR cable. Certain microphones that are suggested to you already come with an XLR cable. Some of them don't come with an XLR cable. Make sure you find a durable one. Fairly easy to get. But once again, my prescription would be to go with the easiest option, which would be the Samsungs if you want to record via mic. And if you're not recording via mic, you can just record directly into your application. Finally, once you've gotten done with all of this, all you need to focus in on is the last piece of this puzzle, which is headphones. Again, this is not necessary. Headphones, people normally believe headphones are for when you're recording, but rather it's so that you can hear your guest. My prescription here would be to just stick with what you've got since you're just starting out with your podcast. So if you've got AirPods, stick with those. If you got Sony headphones, stick with those. If you got Boat headphones, you're good to go there. If you, however, want to go the extra mile and you want to get studio quality headphones, there are the Sony MDR series, which you can purchase, and this has been a staple for studios across the board, and you can't go wrong with them. They're fairly on the more expensive side, and once again, it's just one more piece of equipment for you. So I'm trying to prescribe the easiest options, but it's still my duty, I think, to tell you all of the other options that are available. So once you've gone through all of these accessories, you should take note of the fact that if you followed in our previous video, option 1 or option 2, which is either recording directly into your podcast host recording and editing tool, or recording directly into Squadcast without a microphone, you can just ignore this video entirely. You have to worry about none of this. And if you have selected a microphone and you selected the Samsung Q to use, you don't have to worry about things like cabling, etc. If I was to state 3 primary essential accessories for a podcaster with a microphone to have, I would go with a boom arm, I would go with a pop filter, and I would go with a little bit of soundproofing equipment that you can place around your avenue of recording. So basically wherever you've chosen to record your podcast, that's where I place a little bit of soundproofing equipment. So that brings us to the end of this video. So here we've spoken about additional hardware and paraphernalia. I hope this has been a help to you. And I hope you're not feeling overwhelmed. Looking forward to the next one, and catch you on the other side.